Hello.
Okay, we're back.
We're live?
Yes.
Oh, great. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Fumble Live. Thank you for being patient with us as we dealt with some technical issues. That's one of the perks of working from home. You deal with some internet connectivity issues, but thanks for tuning in today. We have a lot to get into as usual, so make sure you subscribe to our channel, tap the bell for notifications, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. And now here's the Fumble Squad. I'm Devin Howard. You can find me on Instagram as @DevinHoward. Chris.
It's your boy Chris. You can find me everywhere at CK2K.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Jackie Ray. You can follow me everywhere at JRay the Fanatic.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl, Britt Johnson. You can follow me on all social media at I am Britt Johnson. Jackie, what day is it? It's Taco Tuesday!
Nice work, you guys.
I just smell it in the air.
Nah, man. No jealousy over here. No hate here.
You guys killed it, and Chris and I, we're ready for tomorrow, so we're feeling good.
Yeah, man.
You guys, let's jump right in. Since we got a bit of a late start, I just want to head right into our first story here. It's a little bit of a heavier one. So LA County Sheriff Alex Villanueva encouraged athletes and elected officials to emphasize trust in the criminal justice system rather than, quote, fanning the flames of hatred. He also went on to challenge LeBron James to match reward money for information about the shooting of 2 deputies in Compton. He said, quote, "This challenge is to LeBron James. I want you to match that and double that reward. I know you care about law enforcement. We need to appreciate that respect for life that goes across all professions." This is, to me, a bizarre request considering the public's attitude towards law enforcement right now is less than positive, especially in regards to LeBron James. He's been very outspoken about the need to reform the criminal justice system. He's made no secret of that desire, and he wants to be an active voice and person in preventing police brutality. So to me, it seemed just a little odd that the LA sheriff would make that request at a time like this. Vanessa Bryant also voiced her opinion on this whole debacle, sharing a series of Instagram stories excuse me, that call out Alex Villanueva and his department. So this is one of the screenshots here. She posted screenshots of a number of tweets that say, quote, "He shouldn't be challenging LeBron James to match a reward or to step up to the plate. He couldn't even step up to the plate and hold his deputies accountable for photographing dead children." She also shared another tweet that said, "How can he talk about trusting the system? His sheriff's department couldn't be trusted to secure Kobe Bryant's helicopter crash scene. His deputies took and shared graphic photos of crash victims. Vanessa Bryant is suing them." And then finally, she also shared a screenshot from an article that actually explicitly names Alex Villanueva and describes his attempt to cover up the fact that deputies add on that at the end of all of these screenshots, she posted another story that says she is praying for the victims and she hopes that they recover well. And I think that we can all agree that we are praying, we don't want anybody to be injured or hurt. It is a tragedy, but I think that it was a strange time to be calling on LeBron to jump into this issue. So, Jackie, I want to ask you first, why do you think the sheriff put so much pressure on LeBron James to speak up about this?
Because he's an idiot. I don't really have that. This to me is another one of those things where everybody thinks LeBron has to save everybody. That LeBron is the end all be all thing. In my head, LeBron walks on water, but that's not the reality that we're talking about. He cannot fix everything. And unfortunately, this isn't his place to match the reward for that. Because you could literally go back on my Facebook page from like 2015. And I was like, you can't keep getting away with murdering people and brutalizing a group of people and think that at some point they won't retaliate. For every action, there's a positive or negative reaction. That's just the fact of the situation. So no one can condone this behavior, but I don't think if you just look at the basic math of the situation, you can't expect people to not retaliate at some point. We can't even properly talk about one hashtag before we're talking about the other. So I think that this should be a sign to Villanueva that, okay, people are starting to get fed up and people are starting to take the law into their own hands, which is never the right reaction. But again, it's an understandable reaction. So what can we do to make the justice system better? What can we do to make sure that people trust law enforcement, that their hearts don't start racing a million miles an hour when they get pulled over, that they actually believe that the police are there to help them and not harm them? So how do we take steps to do that so we can prevent these actions going forward? I don't think it's his place to ask the guy that is stepping up and trying to change the narrative regarding how police interact with Black people and ask him to donate money. I don't think that that's a fair place to put the blame, or even the responsibility. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, I have to say I'm with you on that one. Chris, a lot of people are taking these tweets that Vanessa shared to mean that the author of the tweets and Vanessa condone the killing of police, which to me is a misinterpretation of the message behind it. So what would be your response to that?
To the people that were thinking that, or to Vanessa? I think that is. Yeah, that's 100% a reach. That is a reach. That not one of those tweets that I get that message at all. I think she was just furthering pretty much what Jackie was saying, as well as showing that why should we be giving to someone that is not giving back to us when you guys are not handling situations like her husband the way that they should be handled. So I people amaze me because that's not anywhere in my brain that I was thinking that Vanessa's out there thinking that we should be on the streets killing cops. No. It's just in the same breath, if you're going to be out here trying, because I know what they're trying to do, calling out LeBron James. If you're going to feel one way, then you need to feel this way, Mr. LeBron James. So then Vanessa's like, hold your horses, like chill out. You guys aren't handling things right. So no, I think that's crazy for people to even bring that into it, thinking that Vanessa's out here trying to be some kind of cop killer vigilante. That's insane to me. That's insane.
Yeah, I was looking at the responses to the tweets, and to be clear, Vanessa is not the one who wrote those tweets. She just shared screenshots of them, showing that she agrees and feels the same way. But I was looking at the responses, and I'm like, these people are completely missing the point. That's not even what they're trying to say. Britt, I want to ask you, was it even appropriate for the sheriff to call on an outspoken Black athlete like LeBron James to get involved in this case? Do you understand that intention at all?
No, it's actually very dangerous. He's basically trying to make a clear cut of the line. Like, oh, well, if you care about Black Lives Matter, you got to care about these. But there's no such thing as Blue Lives Matter anyway, but like the Blue Lives Matter thing. And he knew LeBron James isn't going to put money in the thing. He's literally trying to make a line like, this is good, this is bad, we're on this side, you're on that side, and make a distinct separation here in the groups of people. He did that on purpose. He knew what he was doing, and it's very dangerous. And to be fair, LeBron James is a civilian. You guys are cops. You guys are supposed to be doing this, that, and the third, and whatever. Like, it is not the job of a civilian to then now help you find the killer or the shooter of this situation. People are already calling, including LeBron James and everybody else, to reform the police, defund the police, all of this kind of stuff. So why would then they turn around and put money towards a police force or a sheriff's department, who we already think is given too much money at this point? Use all the money that you guys are given already to try to figure out who the killer is, or who, not the killer, the shooter is in this situation. I think it was so. He knew what he was doing in this situation, and it's actually really disgusting. It makes me even more disgusted at this point than I was before, and I was already pretty disgusted.
I think he was expecting him to be Michael Jordan-like, because Michael Jordan did that spoke out both sides of his mouth. Let me give $1 million to Black, fund Black, not Lives Matter. I think he did inner city initiatives and things like that. And let me give $1 million to the police department as well. And I thought that painted a bad picture then. And I don't think LeBron has that same mentality where he's going to paint that kind of picture. Again, to Britt's point, nobody wants the line to be drawn. Technically, the line shouldn't be drawn. It says on the side of the car, protect and serve. Protecting and serving isn't reaching for your gun the second you see a Black person. So that's not what protecting and serving is. There should be no line. The police created the line, and the fact that we're pointing attention to the line now, and they want us to say, hey, let's give us money to help erase this line. No, the line has been drawn. We told you this might happen. We told you this was coming. We asked you to help, and you didn't. And now you want us to give you money to help. No, that's not how it works. It's unfortunate because really there should be no line.
And we already, to be very clear, give you guys money because you guys are paid out of our tax dollars. So we've already given you guys enough money. You guys have used that money to kill Black people with. So maybe you should figure out how to change how you're using the money to look for your guys' shooters or whatever, or the shooter for that incident. We already gave y'all a lot of money.
And a lot of advice that you didn't take on how to be better. So you on your own now.
Let's move on into the next story, you guys. So Brian Windhorst believes that the Clippers losing Game 7 would be one of the most historic failures in NBA history. So they're entering Game 7 against the Nuggets, and Brian believes that if the win goes to the Denver team, there will be a major fallout on the Clippers. He said, quote, if the Clippers lose this series, there's going to be a lot of fallout. It would be a historic disappointment. Kawhi and Paul George have 1 year left on their contracts. That's going to be part of that. So the general consensus has been all along that the LA Clippers are set to win it all this season, but if they get bounced in the second round of the playoffs while being up 3-1 on the Nuggets, Brian's statement could be validated, but he's anticipating that there's going to be some major discord and major changes happening on the LA team. So Britt, as a resident Clippers fan, I have to go to you. If the team does blow Game 7, do you also predict a major fallout?
No, I think, who is Brian anyway? Like, he's the guy that's been covering LeBron James since LeBron has been in high school. He is a sports writer. He don't know what he's talking about. His opinion is just as valid as my opinion is. So he's just another human. He's a person. I don't even care about his opinion. I think it's silly. Like he said, Kawhi and Paul George still have a year on their contract for next year. The only people that are even up for free agency that people care about is Trez. And guess what? Trez hasn't played well. So guess what? His free agency stock has gone down the drain. So you really think even if he does go somewhere else, he's going to get any kind of money? No, he's not. And we all honestly could probably keep him because he hasn't played very well during this bubble series. Marcus Morris is another one. He's the only starter that is going to be up for free agency. And there's a ton of other guys I could take in place of Marcus Morris. I don't really care if he's on the team or not, to be fair. So there's nobody on this team that I care enough about that we're going to lose. Lou is still going to be on the team. Patrick Beverly's still on the team. Like, Kawhi and Paul George are still going to be on the team. Landry Shamit's still going to be on the team. There's so many guys that literally are still on the Clippers. And to the point of, when we got to get Paul George, yes, we had to give away in the next 4 or 5 years. It was 4 unprotected first round picks and 1 protected one. So what? Can you guys name one team right now that is killing it and because they drafted a guy number 1 overall in this last couple years? No. Guys need this new era of basketball is based off of free agency and off trading to get star players already. There has not been a guy. Yeah, we thought Ja was going to be able to do it with the Grizzlies. They didn't even get to make it to the playoffs. So there's no young guy that's literally, as soon as they get drafted, taking the team to this stardom thing. And if you want to talk about it, the Sixers had 1 million top 3 picks for 5 years in a row. Where are they at? What happened to them? So I don't even care about losing the first round picks to get Paul George. I think we have a whole other season that's going, we can be great off of. And then after the fact of that, I don't care about the first round picks that we lost. Paul George coming into this situation was great, regardless of what the outcome is. This is the first season that this team is together. So I thought I was actually the only one that expected the Clippers to win. From whatever I heard, it was everybody talking about the Lakers. So now that the Clippers might not win this round, people are like, oh, the Clippers are supposed to win it all. Everybody thought that. No, everybody didn't think they were going to win it all. I thought they were going to win it all. Everybody else said the Lakers, to be fair. Nobody else said the Clippers. Stop with this, this new conversation. Chris, yeah. And I don't know if Chris said it from the beginning like I said it. I don't know if I can say you said it from the jump. Okay, Chris, Britt and Chris on the Fumble said
I get the point.
Nobody. And maybe what's his face? What's his name?
People Daryl.
Max Kellerman might have said it. Other than that, nobody else picked
Clipper Daryl, no. That's not Clipper Daryl.
You guys, okay, so I want to, we got to make some moves here or else we're going to go way over. So I want to make sure that we don't spend too long. So Chris, I just want to hear from you really quickly. If there is this major fallout like Brian is predicting, who do you think is most likely to leave?
Can I give my time to Britt, or do I have to answer? No, I was playing with you because I'm with you. Anyways, but no, I don't think. Right. Britt, take my time. No, but no, I don't think anyone is going to leave. I think the people that Britt named that are going to leave are going to be the ones to leave, and those are the ones where their contracts are up. I don't think the Clippers are going to do no blowing up. This is their first season together. We're talking as if this team was built like this for so long. Yes, I get you on the Lou Williams and the Trez, and they had that magical season without any stars, blah, blah, blah. This is still their first season together. This is the first time Kawhi Leonard and Paul George played together. Now, mind you, yes, I was, like Britt just said, I was one of those people that put a lot of pressure to believe that this team should have gone straight to the championship, knowing that they ain't got no chemistry. Still kind of feel that way. But, yeah, I'm sorry. I think it's crazy that we're talking about blowing them up, and the Rockets are over there. People are still thinking that another coach can come and save that team. That team needs to get blown up. So, no, I think Brian Windhorst is just being Brian Windhorst in the situation. That's all I got for that.
And then Jackie, if they do lose Game 7, why do you think the Clippers would fall short? Is it because they're a new team, like Britt and Chris are saying? I was about to say Britt and Jackie are saying, but no, Britt and Chris are saying. What do you think is causing them to fall short?
Here we go.
To be honest, I've already got like tequila ready to take shots for when they lose. I haven't really thought about why they would lose. I'm just rooting for them to lose. But if and when I actually did go buy tequila specifically for this event. But if they lose, I think it's because of the expectation, to be honest. I don't think it's because I didn't think it was going to go Game 7. I always said that I wanted it to go 6 games, but when it went to the 7th game, I literally almost thought I was in a alternate dimension. It didn't seem right. It didn't feel right. So at this point, because I'm from Denver, and yes, I love Denver. I love the Nuggets. Joker is one of my favorite players because he's just funny as hell. But that's not what we expected. We all looked at Denver like, oh, they're the cute team. It's cute that they made it this far. Oh, good job, guys. It's like that little brother that you're like, oh, you're so cute. Good job. But nobody thought that they were going to take the Clippers to game 7. So I think that if the Clippers lose now, it's going to be because the Clippers lost, not because Denver beat them, because they're going to go out there and all of a sudden be second-guessed in everything that they do, taking stupid shots that they shouldn't take, which we've seen that. It's literally going to be because they just weren't who they're supposed to be, instead of just, they've kind of fallen into this hype of, oh my God, Denver's not supposed to be here. We are supposed to be this juggernaut compared to Denver. Why is this happening? They're going to overthink it. They're going to make stupid mistakes, and they're going to beat themselves. If they lose, that's what's going to happen. They're going to beat themselves.
All right.
But I'll still be popping tequila. You want to take a shot with me if that happens? Anyone?
I'm so disappointed. Why are you running away from the challenge? Why don't you want Clippers and Lakers? You want Denver because you know you're gonna go over there. That's so. Let me
tell you something, Chris. Let me tell you something, Chris. That disappointment, you can keep that. I gives not nary a damn. If I can do this easy walk to a championship, I will walk in house shoes to a championship. I keep your disappointment over there in your little box. You
damn right. Because let me tell you something. If the Knicks ever get to the playoffs and ever have a chance for a championship, I want the easy walk all the way to the championship.
Right.
I'm with you. I understand.
Wait, Devin, wait, where you at? Wait, I don't know how to do this. How about it? I don't know.
Clear though, you guys. Like the Denver Nuggets they were the 3 seed, so it's not like it's like this out of universe kind of thing. It's not like they were playing a 6 seed and lost. They played the 3rd seed. And I think that we didn't have the Nuggets in this place, even though they've actually been like a 3 or 4 seed the last couple of years. They've been good, but they're a young
team,
last so people don't expect it because they're a young team. Like, these guys are more. They are an older team. They've been there. Guys won 2 championships. They've been in these positions before, so they should be able to handle it. But then also we got to look at the Clippers are still trying to gel with each other. They had half their team out in the bubble, and they still haven't found that like cohesive unit where they can like play together in the bubble. And it's been weird. Like some moments I'm like, oh yes, this is the Clippers team, and then they'll fall off win for 3 games straight. Like even if they happen to win those games, it's not the Clippers that I'm used to seeing. So they're technically a younger team than the Nuggets are. The Nuggets, that's their team from last year. Besides, like, really, actually, that's pretty much their team last year. They had Gary Harris. Harris did get hurt, but him being back, like Murray's been there. Like they've had their team, kind of set a little bit, even though they technically are younger. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. A lot riding on that. So, Chris, handing it over to you now. Let's get into the post up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Post Up with your boy Chris, Quarantine Edition. Now, I'm excited to see what happens tonight. But we'll see. We shall see. But I do want to talk about Monday Night Football, and I do want to talk about the only player that decided to show up on my fantasy team. Sorry, I just want to pause for effect because I'm very pissed off on my fantasy team this weekend. But the only player that did show up was the man Juju Smith-Schuster, who I'm going to talk about here first and foremost, because not only did he he had a pretty solid game last night because, I mean, for the first time in a long time, he actually has a quarterback again. So he went out and showed out. And I want to talk about his touchdown celebration because for all my hip-hop Harry fans, and I know that he got a little bit of a resurgence on TikTok because now everybody's watching, doing the go, the, who's next thing on TikTok. But I love when Juju Smith-Schuster pulled that out for his touchdown celebration. We can pull that up real quick, Leo, the video. Yeah, look at him go, I know that the announcers were talking over it, but in my head, I had the Hip Hop Harry song, who's next? Go.
Yeah.
So anyways, I thought that was, look at him go, hey. And then the team come in, look at a big old tight end. Yeah, I loved it. I was all for that. That was dope. It's just nice to see Juju having fun again because I feel like that was lost when Mason Rudolph is your quarterback. So I understand, my guy. I ain't mad at you for that. But now he got Big Ben back, and hopefully we'll see if the Steelers can turn around and be the team that we remember them to be. But before even any football was played, Juju was also being the guy that we all know him to be, and that's the giving back guy that he is. Not even just on the football field, but off the football field, where he was caught by a fan giving a homeless man some food. It looked like it was Chipotle. I think it was Chipotle. Yeah. But this video came up, and he was giving this homeless man some food. Yeah, it was definitely Chipotle. I know that bag. And yeah, it was a really, really cool moment. This was Sunday before the game yesterday, and just Juju just being Juju in the streets of Pittsburgh. No cameras around, no nothing. I mean, this camera was around, but you could clearly tell that she was doing one of those, bottom shots where he doesn't see her filming. But shout out to Juju, man. I'm a fan of him, and I'm just glad to see that somebody showed up on my fantasy team. Not mad at you, Alvin Kamara. You did good, but that's it. Mad at my damn team week 1. Anyways, moving off of that, we're talking about Derrick Henry, who made a really dope statement with his suit prior to the game against the Broncos yesterday. And I like it. I love the statement. I have no problem with the statement. If you can show the suit, I love what he did. I love what the message. But at the same time, it's hard. It's sad because there are way too many names on that damn suit. Way too many names. Those on his suit, he has names of everybody who has been a victim of social injustice, like we were talking about earlier. Like I love it. I get it. Pushing names out there, we're seeing people put it on their masks and stuff like that, but putting it in perspective and seeing it on a suit like that, and people could probably be saying, oh, maybe some names are put on their numbers, it's duplicate times and stuff. I doubt it. I guarantee that's one name on their whole entire, and it's just, I don't know. Like I love the gesture, but just seeing it just makes you sad. It makes you really sad. But shout out to Derrick Henry for that. Like I said, just keep saying the names and keep the main thing. Don't ever forget. But I don't know. I just it made my heart hurt just seeing that suit. As good of a gesture as it was, it was rough to see. But shout out to Derrick Henry on that. Yeah, and congrats on the win for them too. But let's move over to basketball and let's talk about LeBron James, who is, I'm hoping, not planning on giving any money to anybody in any kind of whatever that's going on out here in Compton. Stop with that. I can't even believe that was a story. But regardless, we know LeBron James is out there living nice in the bubble. We talked about him trying to live amongst his teammates and do the the buddy thing, and I'm one of you guys. Nah, not when you see this presidential suite that LeBron James got in the about to go to the Western Conference Finals. Because look at this damn presidential suite that he got going on. I mean, no one should be surprised about this. I'm not saying that, oh my gosh, LeBron. No one should be surprised about this. Let me just get that out the way. This is definitely the kind of place that LeBron James should be staying in. I mean, to be expected when you are, like we talked about with Damian Lillard, if you are the best player on your team, you should be treated that way. I mean, the contract speaks for itself and the stats speak for itself. But golly, that is insane. I mean,
especially for their anniversary.
That's
their
true
anniversary
that's
too.
Right.
This
So
is perfect.
so they're gonna hang
yeah,
out. That's very true too. No kids. Now you know the real reason why the kids weren't invited.
yeah.
Real, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, man, no surprise here. I'm just glad we got to see it because I was really curious. I was very sure that LeBron had a whole damn building to himself because every time we saw him in videos, he was by himself or by a pool. So I just felt like he just had a whole wing. There was a LeBron James wing. There wasn't a suite. But there it is right there, and that's dope. I mean, only makes sense. And they're sitting there waiting to see whether they play the Clippers or the Nuggets in the next round. We will find out about that tonight. But moving on from Papa Bron, we're going to Junior Bron and Little Bronny because he got some he's getting some hate right now. And because it comes down to a TikTok where people are assuming that the girl that he did a TikTok with is his girlfriend, and people are not here for it because she is a little white girl. And the video was it's a bop it TikTok that's going on, so fun. But let me show you the TikTok first before we talk about this.
Bop it, twist it, pull it, twist it, bop it, twist it. Wow, 100! You beat Bumpin'!
There it is. It's a TikTok with him and his friend. But not the internet, because you know how the internet works. Internet sees, oh, guy, girl, oh, they're dating. I don't like that. No, I'm not a fan of that. They should not be together. And then it went crazy. So to me, not yet, Naomi. We ain't talking about you yet, girl. But to me, seeing this video, I just saw it as, all right, Bronny doing a TikTok with a girl. I don't know if that's his girlfriend. I can care less. He's doing the video. He didn't really say anything. He was a part of her video. That was her TikTok. But of course, the internet went crazy talking about, Bronny, dating a white girl, and Bronny can't believe that he's with her, and blah, 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 blah. Where are we finding out this information that they're together? If I just don't know it, and cool, please let me know, because that just shows how much I am not invested in Bronny's life outside of basketball. But just saying this, I saw it as something crazy. But Jackie Ray, please, am I the crazy one? Do you also agree that the internet is overreacting to this tweet, destroying Bronny James the way that they've been destroying him?
I'm going to go with yes and no on this one. I'm going to say no because he's a kid. That's his friend. We're probably going to see dozens of girls go in and out of Bronny's life before it's all said and done. That's number one. Right. Number two, I get it. I do. Especially, if it's, I would imagine it's not teenage black women that are saying this. Is probably, black women who have run the gamut of been through the black men don't like black women thing, and they feel some type of way. And if that's the case, it's warranted because that's still a conversation that we still have to have in our community. So I'm not mad if it's that. Right. I don't know who's saying this because I'm not on TikTok like that, so I don't know. To be honest, I didn't see it until we was talking about it here. It's like, okay, right, and I follow Bronny on TikTok, so I didn't see this until about 5 minutes ago. So I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And he was trending for like a little bit, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, all right, cool. And then I saw the responses after editing Devin's video today. I'm just like, oh. Now to your statement, you're right. The conversation I have no problem with, but do we know that they're dating? We don't know that they could be just two friends making a TikTok together. So I don't know. But Devin, I heard you about to chime in, so please shed some light. I don't know what you were going to say. Go ahead, Devin.
I actually think it was Britt who was about to chime in, but since I have the floor right now, I'll just say I think they're friends. I looked at her TikTok. She's done this trend with several other guy friends.
Other dudes.
I think that it's a platonic thing. If it's not, they're a cute couple. Like I have no opinion. He's 15, she's 17. They're very young, so I don't know. Whatever. I think it's no big deal. But Britt, I know you wanted to say something.
Yeah, Britt, were you gonna say something? Go ahead.
First, I was going to talk about her a little. I was like, these little girls need to put some clothes on because she was naked.
No, look at Britt.
Look at
twirling
Britt.
her hair,
I'm
sounding like
guessing-
somebody's auntie. Stop it, Britt.
Let's not be my little niece.
Oh my goodness. She like, I just
That's
do
a
something about her and lack of
too,
clothing.
I think this comes from, we all remember we did, I don't know if we talked about it here on this show, but
Yeah, we did.
I definitely did a story on it on the Fumble
Yes.
about Bronny posting all the fine girls that he thought, and none of them were
Mhm.
black girls. So I think
Yep.
that just, now posting this with this girl, it's just like, he's just, putting up a resume together of the type of girl that
He
he
didn't
likes.
post
and
it.
I think that's other people. Well, he was in the.
Does that make a difference? Okay.
Shoot.
It,
He giving her followers. He's supporting her.
Right.
Like,
That's
it's
facts.
thing.
That's facts. That's
and
facts.
if he's at her house, then it's like, okay, here's another girl that doesn't look nothing like Savannah that he thinks is hot. Right.
Oh
in the
man,
shower.
yeah.
No clothes.
Clothes are
on.
not in anymore, Britt. I don't know if you know that, but clothes are not in.
Clothes
It's not
are
a
not
trend
in.
anymore.
Anna, you better leave that bubble right now.
I was gonna say.
Whoop it.
Oh man, the LeBron.
Mama ain't at home.
The LeBron responses were hilarious because LeBron got millions and millions of gifs. So every LeBron gif that you could think of was used in response to this. And I thought those were funny, but I don't know. All right. Well, Bronny, you know what I'm talking about? All right, Bronny, I'm going to leave it alone with that. And I'm going to move on. As you guys saw, we flashed a tweet just now, and that was coming from Naomi Osaka, who won the U.S. Open over the weekend. I don't feel like enough people were talking about that because she was on the path to getting that victory. She was out there representing, okay? We were talking about Derrick Henry and his suit. Naomi had a different mask with a different name every single damn day, letting you know, like, yes, I'm great at tennis, but remember, and her post-game interview too, like, oh my, yeah. So I was very happy to hear all that. I actually was watching tennis because I'm all about the Naomi hype. But yeah, so she was excited about it. She posted on Twitter that she couldn't believe it. This is unreal. She was happy about it. To then Michelle Obama responding to that same tweet saying that she is proud of her, and leading to Naomi dropping this tweet right here with the Andy Dwyer, aka Chris Pratt, gif saying, y'all see this? With the oh my god gif, and I loved it. I thought that was so great. But yeah, man, well deserved. Great, she played great. It was the whole thing was great. I enjoyed watching tennis. One of my homies is huge on tennis. He's been trying to get me to watch for ages. Like, you got to check out Naomi, dog. Got to check out Naomi. She got it. She's the one. So I watched it this year. I'm like, all right, dope. It was good. But anyways, congratulations to her and that reaction. That I think anybody on this panel, if we got responded by Michelle Obama, we would have the same exact reaction. But moving off of her to a very warranted clapback from ESPN's Maria Taylor. Now she did Monday Night Football last night. She was on Monday Night Football. She was interviewing players and doing what she does. And of course, somebody is upset about something because, well, why the hell not? Because we got Chicago radio host Dan McNeil, who was not a fan of what Maria was wearing on the field. And I have to tell you exactly what he called her outfit. He said that outfit was more appropriate for the Adult Film Awards show. Because, it just one angry old white dude just can't stand to see anybody succeed that does not look like them, especially when it is a black female. But it's all good because I ain't got nothing to worry about because Maria Taylor, is going to be one to handle her own business. And she definitely did that over on Twitter with the crazy clapback. She posted this tweet saying, well, Danny dearest, if you would like to continue making sexist comments about me, please bring your misogyny with you to the NBA Countdown doubleheader I'll be hosting tomorrow night. Hey, ladies, remember, you can wear whatever you feel confident in. And here's the best part. At 670 The Score, which is his radio show, and at Danny Mac 670. So she ain't just putting it out. She responded to the tweet that didn't have his name in it. It was a report, like it was a news site that put out the tweet of him saying it. But she responded to it and made sure that Danny and his place of work saw what she had to say, and I'm here all for that. I love how she had to make sure he knew what kind of relevant job that she is working and doing very good at. I'm with it. I was here for it. Mary Taylor, you got my applaud. That is a clap back, and I'm here for it. I love that. Do you have anything to add on or have anything to say about this, Britt Johnson? How did you feel about that clap back, and do you think that she handled that perfectly well?
I want to repeat that for a lot of the followers for the Fumble, because y'all always got something to say about what we're wearing on the Fumble. And we wear what we feel comfortable in and confident in, not because we're trying to show y'all anything or do anything for y'all. Just FYI. Didn't know if you guys got that memo, but there you have it. Maria said it best.
That's factuals. That is factuals. And also, Fumble Fam, that is the example of an actual clapback. But that's for Weekend Zone. Just thought I'd put that out there. Little PSA. Just wanted to put a little PSA out there. Anyways, last but not least, from one crazy body slam to an actual body slam, I've seen so many athletes, players, you fill in the blank, celebrate with their coaches after a big victory. But this one was very different. I have never seen anything quite like this. This dude won his UFC match, and this is how he decided to celebrate with his coach. Check out this video.
Oh, and then the coach gets a slam. Hey, why not? For your trouble. We're all getting them. I'm going to slam you later, Brendan. I don't doubt it.
I love it. I love it.
I loved it too. I was just lost. I'm like, yeah, but he still hugged him at the end. Like, I'm here for it. That's a great relationship right there. I mean, he's training him how to do the body slams. He's showing the coach that it actually worked because I won and now I'm gonna do it to you. But anyways, I love that. This is the enemy on post up. Look at that hug. See, embracement. Okay, you can body slam, but still be great. Have a great relationship at the end. But that's the end for me.
Did you drop the mic, Chris? I heard a mic drop. Did you drop the mic?
All right. Jackie, tell us what we not gonna do. Yes.
Oh my God, we got hand motions and stuff. I wasn't ready. All right, you guys, let's get into this. Because I love me some Kevin Love. You guys know why? Because LeBron and Kevin Love had a thing back in the day. But what we're not going to do is bring up old stuff, Kevin Love. Because you guys remember this tweet from LeBron. At least I hope you guys remember this tweet from LeBron back in 2015. He said, stop trying to find a way to fit out and just fit in. Be a part of something special. Just my thoughts. Now, of course, all of us, myself included, thought that was directly meant for Kevin Love. Kevin Love felt the same way. LeBron came out a little later and said he would never do that. He would never say something on social media instead of saying it directly to somebody. But either way, Kevin Love is apparently still not over it, because on a recent interview with Pardon My Take, he said that the tweet hurt his feelings. He said, quote, like, I had to adjust. All I wanted from those guys was to get the recognition like, oh, this guy's sacrificing a lot. His learning curve having to do this is a little different, and considering where I came from to where I am. Okay, again, I don't know why we're talking about this in 2020, but to me, this is literally the definition of crying over spilt milk. It was just kind of sad that he had to bring this up. But here is the one that was kind of a head scratcher for me. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to let you guys hear it from Kevin Love himself. So, Leo, can you throw that up there?
Well, I was just upset too that they never put me in any of the fucking photos.
Yeah. No, I did a blog about that. I want to get that. Like, listen, left out of
I want to get some of that. For the we're dying breed. White boys in the NBA.
Yeah. I actually
we're the minority. I need to put on for the Larry Birds of the world.
Yeah.
Wow. So, okay, there's a lot to unpack here. But first of all, let me...
they never put me in any of the fucking photos.
Yeah, they didn't, but that's his thought process. Because, look, I went back, and you can Google 2015 Cavs, and guess what you're going to see? A whole bunch of Kevin Love. I saw this one, and then I saw another one that's going to come up in a second, that one. So, obviously, and these are promotional pictures, guys, so... This is probably the one that I figure he's pissed off about, because this is the one that he's not in. Like, I had to go through picture after picture after picture. This is the one that he's not in. This is the one I'm assuming he's pissed off about. But this is also the one we lost. We did not win. LeBron James did not win that series. I think he should be happy that his face isn't permanently cemented on the one that we lost. But he was literally in almost every other picture. And to say that he had to represent for the white boys, because the white boys are the dying breed in the NBA, I don't know how I feel about that. So, Devin, I'm going to ask you, is this a sign that Kevin Love is still a little butthurt about the situation? Is he remembering the good old days? What do you take from his, I have to represent for the white boys in the league? What do you take from all of that?
I think that white boys comment is kind of weird. I agree with you on that. It feels a little bizarre to say something like that. But I do think that it definitely seems like he's harboring some resentment or maybe just some bitterness about all of that. I don't think that he needs to at all. And I think it is a little bit silly. It's not the best look for him. And I like Kevin Love. So I don't know. This kind of, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth to kind of hear him say this kind of thing and to act still so butthurt about something that happened quite a while ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and LeBron, once he was in a funk for a while, but then once he got out of it, Kevin Love was super consistent, and he always shouted him out in post-game interviews. Not always, but often shouted him out in post-game interviews. So you weren't on the losing picture, my guy. Get over it. I don't know what else to say to that one. So let's move on, because yesterday we told you that Lonzo Ball has left Rock Nation. He had signed with Rock Nation back in April. He is now with Rich Paul of Clutch Sports. He says that it was not his decision to sign with Rock Nation was a family decision. A lot of us thought that in the media as well. Both Melo and LiAngelo signed with that agency. I guess what we not going to do is pretend that LeVar Ball would not have something to say about this instead of letting it all play out. And of course he did. LeVar said, quote, he's always been his own man. As a father, all I can do is guide him. I'm not going to take a lesser role. I'm going to be his father, and that's it. I have to say, I love this quote. I think this is a perfect quote. I think this is what every father should say. I love this response. It's a supporting father role. And like I said, I don't know about once LaMelo getting the endorsement with Puma. We all talked about, I think Chris even talked about it, that he thought maybe there was going to be this Puma big baller brand deal that we saw going on. He spoke about that too as well. He said, that's not a thing where I'm like, hey man, don't sign with Puma, don't do this. I'm just telling y'all, no, I'm here for y'all. So when this thing don't go the way you want it, your MB1 stuff is over here for y'all. G3 still over here. ZO2 stuff is still over here with the big baller brand because we are a family brand. Again, I can't believe I'm saying this. Flawless response. I love this response. My parents say this to me all the time. Like, whatever happens, you always have a place to come home to if things don't work out over there. So he's always wanted to build a family business. I think, I give LeVar a lot of crap, but at the end of the day, I've always said the way he wants to build a brand and a legacy for his kids and the way he's pushing his kids, that's what a good father should do. As far as Lonzo, he still has one more year under his contract, and then he would be a restricted free agent in 2021 if he doesn't sign a new deal. And then, of course, with him signing with Paul Rich, who was instrumental in getting LeBron and AD to the Lakers, the talk is this his sign? Is this a sign that Lonzo wants to come back to the Lakers? So that's a good question. That's what I'm going to pose for you, Chris. Two questions, actually. First, is it possible that this playing for the Lakers was not just a LeVar Ball dream? It was Alonzo's dream, and this is his first step in possibly getting back to that.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yes, it was Lonzo's dream. It just got overshadowed because LeVar is the more boisterous one. Yes, it was Lonzo. He said it over and over again that he grew up a Laker fan, and he's especially with his favorite player of all time being on the team. Yes, 1,000.
I don't remember Lonzo saying that, so you're right. It's probably just because all we focused on was LeVar. I don't even remember him saying that. So
see, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about.
I knew the roommate would know. So my next question was, do you see that maybe still, even though we haven't heard anything about it, do you think maybe you're still right and maybe we'll see a joint venture between Puma and Big Baller Brand?
I'm still putting my I'm gonna put my money on it still. I don't think it's gonna be something that's gonna happen right away. Definitely LaMelo has to produce because Puma is not just an average shoe company anymore. They just signed Neymar. Yeah. They got LaMelo. They're on the map at this point with their endorsements. And I can only imagine a few more big stars on any level are gonna start signing with Puma. Watch them get in the football game. So I don't think that's something that's gonna happen right away if LaMelo Ball doesn't produce off the jump. But because of the connection with Rock Nation, I still believe that it's something that could be in the works. I still believe it. All
right. Well, you heard me say it. This is really well said by LeVar. This is good. This is a good daddy quote. I'm just gonna say it.
Sure
I don't give him enough credit, but this is a good daddy quote. I love it. But with that, it's time to move on because it's time for Britt's takes.
Britt's takes.
All right, guys. Last week, we were all bullies and low-key clowned Andy Reid for his foggy mask that he had. He couldn't see through that mask. It looked like crazy, right? But at least he wore his mask. My guy wore his mask because obviously we had Sunday and Monday football, and there were some coaches that not only either didn't wear their mask or not wear their mask properly. We're going to go through some of them right now because I got receipts. Leo, let's put up some of those receipts that I have right now of what the NFL coaches look like. First, we got Coach Rivera. That is not how you wear a mask, my guy. And look at the guys behind him. We got two guys over there that one of them has his all the way down as a chin strap. The other, no, move on to the next one because this isn't the only person that didn't wear their mask properly. Bruce Arians, who had all this stuff to say about what Tom Brady didn't do right, but he couldn't even wear his mask right. Moving on to the next one. We got Coach McVay. My guy, that is a chin strap on your face. That is nowhere near your mouth or your nose. He has his whole thing covering, we watched Hard Knocks. Half the time he didn't have his mask on either. This is not how you wear a mask. I think we got one more to show here. And this guy, I believe, is the defensive coordinator, Joe Woods for the Browns. I can't really see because he has a hat and kind of a mask on, but look at this. You guys, there is a rule in the NFL. These coaches have to have a mask on. The actual rule says, and I quote, not this one, Leo, not that one yet. All individuals with bench area access, including coaches and medical staff, are required to wear face coverings at all times. Failure to adhere to this requirement will result in accountability measures being imposed against offending individuals and or clubs, but coaches chose to instead not listen to this rule and literally have been threatened with some type of punishment. But the problem is, it's just the threat. There were actually coaches, Matt Rule did not have a mask on at all. I didn't have that picture on here, but he did not wear a mask at all. He didn't just do the chin strap or the have your nose out kind of thing. He decided to not wear one at all. And yet, even though this rule was put in place before the season started, the coaches have decided, or the NFL has decided to just issue a warning. So they released basically this memo. You can throw up that memo. I'm just going to read a couple parts of it. Leo, it says, in some of it, we must remain vigilant and disciplined in following the processes and protocols put in place by not only the league union and clubs, but also the state and local governments. At the very end, it basically explains exactly what it should be done, like how you should wear it. The face covering must be worn as designed so that it securely fits across the wearer's nose and mouth to prevent the transmission of the virus. Now, they already knew this. This is, how long have we been in a pandemic for? I don't know, since March. So I think it's very clear how you're supposed to wear the mask. I don't even know why that needs to be addressed in this situation. And in this case, we are talking about coaches. In that situation, I showed you guys head coaches and I showed you guys defensive coordinators. These are the top of the top people. Yet they don't know how to wear their mask properly. Yet we want to talk about them running a franchise and having all these players that they are basically trickling down information to of what they need to tell these players to do in order for this pandemic to not go crazier than it already is in the football world, especially because they're not doing any kind of bubble situation. I'm very disappointed in the NFL for not actually, doing what they said and actually punishing these players. This is already a rule. It was already a rule. It was already put in place before week 1. So you guys should adhere to that rule because let it be a player. Let it be a player who does something that is against protocol or is against the rules they have. There ain't no second chances. We know every single year the NFL wants to change their rules about tackling and this, that, and the third and pass whatever, different things. They always want to change stuff. And maybe week 1, players don't remember that sometimes, and because they've been playing how they've been playing for the last 15 to 20 years. But do they get a pass on that? No, they do not. They still get penalties. They still get fined because guess what? It's a rule. And now that it's a rule, you are going to get in trouble if you do not adhere to this rule. The NFL is literally being lax on the coaches and just sending out a warning to all of them, even though there was a good chunk of them who decided to either not wear a mask or to not wear it properly. And now you are putting these players at risk. If we're trying to tell the players, and I've spoken about it several times, I think the players have done a great job at making sure they don't mess up their money and we're not seeing the positive tests. You know, I think the players have kind of tried to quarantine themselves. Dallas Cowboys and the Saints basically voluntarily decided to do a bubble-like scenario for their training camps. They did not have to do that, but all of them decided to do that as a unit in order to make sure that they are ready for this season. Yet we have coaches that do not follow simple rules, and now the NFL is not enforcing these rules for these coaches. Like, I don't care. They should all get fined and they should all get in trouble for it. And so much so that I get mad because I've talked, like I said, the players, I think, are making sure that they're following the rules because their money isn't guaranteed. Every single NFL head coach's contract is guaranteed. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but even when the coach gets fired, whatever their signed contract was for, they're still guaranteed all of that money. Every last cent of it. Every single NFL head coach's contract is guaranteed. It doesn't matter. They could literally have a 4-year deal and get fired after one season. They're still paid out for that 4-year contract. A lot of people don't know that and don't understand that, but that is what it is. So if COVID happens and they got to cancel the season, they don't care because they still get paid. Players do not. That's why they literally didn't care in this moment too. Oh, we don't need to listen to these rules. We can just do whatever we want to do because we're going to regardless. This is not how you lead a team at all. My question is just going to be across the board. I'm just going to ask each and every one of you guys very quickly, what do you think their fine should be? Because I think these coaches should all get fined for this situation. What do you think is a good punishment? Not following a rule that, you know, we've seen players get fined $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 for stuff, illegal hits that just barely became illegal in situations. So what do you guys think these coaches should get fined? Devin, let me start with you.
You're muted.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I'll take over. Yeah, like you had said, there's a lot of stupid fines that are already available for players in the NFL. So I think that it should be something. I think it should be the price range should definitely be around one of those price ranges. I don't know exact number because I'm not crazy on fines in the first place because a lot of them are very, very dumb. But something around the lines that they be charging these players for I don't know, like the legal hits or something like that. So what's that? How much is that one?
Which one?
Like 100.
I don't know.
The legal hits. It's like 100.
They start at like 25, and they kind of go up to like 50,000. I remember James Harrison's illegal hit; he got fined 50,000 for. So
right. So yeah. So match that. But these guys need to be held accountable. We got assistant coaches out here walking these streets with their whole nose and bottom lip hanging out. Nah, they need to be held accountable.
What you got, Jackie?
Oh, sorry. Okay, Jackie, go ahead. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. I mean, I don't think there should be. I don't think it should be a rule. I don't think it should be a rule because they talk. No, because of how much they talk. We saw McVay barely be able to call it.
The argument it is a rule, and if we're finding players, then the coaches should be held accountable too. Mm-hmm. So
you're right. All right. So what's the? I think the minimum, the lowest fine is like what, 25,000 or something like that.
Yeah, that's probably the lowest one.
I think that's the lowest one. So I'm gonna go with 25,000.
I'm with Chris on this one. I'm with Chris on this one. I feel like if they're going to be punishing players for not following the rules, coaches definitely need to be held to the same standards. And I think not wearing a mask, it's more than just like not following the rules, but it's also a public concern. So I feel like it is a punishable offense, and I think that they should be punished in the same way that they would punish players for something equivalent or, similar. So they're risking the people around them. So I feel the same way.
Yeah. I was annoyed by the NFL because they always want to be on rules and finding people, but they don't want to find their own coaches. So
Facts.
They're not going to find the coach.
We need you to hold these coaches accountable like you hold the players accountable.
Right.
Yep. They're not going to do that.
Find them, and I expect all of these damn coaches to be coming out with fogged up face masks this coming weekend. I expect it.
Bothering you, and it you can talk this way properly, whatever. Get that face shield. Andy Reid did it with
Andy Reid.
You can do it too. He coached.
Can't see nothing.
They won.
But he won. So we're just fine. No, go ahead. Everybody need a damn face mask sweating. Yes, let them fly.
I saw a picture, and it was Andy Reid from the side view, and it was like stuck to his face, and there was just like dripping like condensation all on his face.
That is nasty.
And we talked so much about him, but my guy followed the rules. That is what a head coach is supposed to do. That is how you show leadership for your team. Shout out to Andy Reid. I will never laugh at your mask, my guy.
I can't make that promise. I cannot make that promise, but I agree.
All right, you guys. Well, that wraps up this show for today. Thank you for bearing with us as we dealt with some technical issues at the top of the show. Tomorrow, we're going to be back again at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so hopefully we have no issues tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell for notifications. Leave a comment below and share this with your friends. Wash your hands. Wash them. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Oh, yeah.